Good evening, Westwood, and welcome to the Canton Ice House. This is back-to-back coverage. We just covered the girls' win over Medfield, and we got another TVL matchup between the visiting Lancers of Norton and your Westwood Wolverines, and joined again by Ryan Marsh for boys action. Ryan, how are we doing? And thanks again for joining us.
Good, coming off a big win. Got to keep the streak going. Let's get it back-to-back Westwood W's.
Absolutely. Wolverines coming off a big win the other night. Saturday night, they took on Bellingham, 7-1 win in Franklin, and looking to keep that going after two consecutive losses prior to that. Lost to King Philip in a close game, lost to King, but ready to shift again after the Bellingham loss and looking to keep that momentum going here today. We are almost ready for Bill Siebert to get the hair raising. There is no one better in the business than Bill Siebert when he gets the microphone going. But interesting that we're here on the blue rink. Usually we're on the red rink, which not only different setup for the game call, it's also different setup for the ice, the angles, and what you're used to on regular games. So a little different aspect for the Wolverines, but they've played games here before. Just this one being their first one here on the season.
One of those away home games, you know? You're used to the rink, you know the rink, you play the rink. Been here plenty of times, feels like a home game, but you're sitting on the other bench.
Yeah, the one positive, you get to go back in your own locker room, so that's a positive that makes it feel, back at home. But you're used to, when you're at the other rink, you're used to the bounces, the angles, all that type of stuff. So it is slightly different. But just to be under the roof, Wolverines are happy with that. We're just about ready to, we'll send it down to Bill Siebert, the voice of the Wolverines, 23 years of being the voice of the Wolverines, and he will get the hair standing when he gets the boys going.
See a bunch of the Wolverine girls team coming in to support the boys, coming off a big win versus Medfield, as we said.
Norton. Norton, yeah.
Hey.
Okay, my mother-in-law loves to watch this live, so she's got a Florida show.
Pretty much all the games are taped.
Here tonight's starting lineup for Norton. At left wing, number 21, senior assistant captain Jada Nego. At center, number 23, senior captain Roman Laverdiere. At right wing, number 9, junior Adam Caldwell. Starting on the defense, number 11, senior assistant captain Kyle Gass. And number 12, junior Felix Wang. And starting in goal for the Lancers, number 30, senior captain Ari Parker. And please welcome the remaining members of the Norton Lancers. And now, the starting lineup for your Westwood Wolverines. And left wing, number 3, junior Ben Secular. And center, number 17, sophomore Sam O'Brien. At right wing, number 18, sophomore Lucas Ward. Starting on the fence, number 4, sophomore Will Dancing. And number 22, freshman Colin Johnson. And starting in goal for the Wolverines, number 31, senior Sean Jones. And please welcome the remaining members of the Wolverines. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you all to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right. We're almost ready for puck drop here. And starting lineups for your Westwood Wolverines. Wolverines coming out with Ben Sicular, Will Dempsey, Sebi O'Brien, Lucas Willette, Colin Johnson, and in net is Sean Joyce, which is awesome to see. These guys have been playing hard all season, getting the nod tonight, starting lineup. With Sebi O'Brien, 4 assists the other night versus Bellingham.
There's a clear size advantage in the Westwood favor looking at during the national anthem, but
some big boys.
That doesn't say anything, but
Westwood hit their growth spurt over the summer. So you look at a guy like Will Dempsey, he looks like Daniel Tyler out there. And a kid like Sebi O'Brien probably grew about 4 or 5 inches this year over the summer, and he is playing a big game so far this season as we are underway here at the Canton Ice House. Wolverines in the home whites, Norton in the away black and purple. Wolverines going left to right across the screen. Lucas Willette jumping in on a loose puck, battling for it. Norton comes away with it. They were going to work their breakout, little board pass as they look for the center of the ice. Colin Johnson jumps up to force a dump in while partner Will Dempsey will play it. Nice little D-to-D play there to work it right back out. Johnson looking across the ice. Wolverines will change out their players. Has a nice quick shift to open up the game. Only about 30 seconds, 40-second shift from that first line. Love the tone they set.
Some physicality right off the face-off too. It should be a grind tonight.
Very territorial on the face-offs at the guys' level, and they do a good job of not backing down. Nolan Lewis trying to work it towards the net, and Norton has a couple guys as Westwood was changing out their D. Won't work it in, but Fengler puts a stick in the lane, which forces an errant shot, goes wide as Luke Martin plays it up and then dished over to Nolan Lewis, who has some space, working it in towards the net on the backhand. Unable to work that towards the net, but what a move, strong move by him to get the speed going. As Nolan, very talented junior captain for the Wolverines. So 3 junior captains for Westwood. You have Nolan Lewis, you have Matty Donovan, and you also have Brian Sullivan. As Wolverines starting off with a nice pace here. Shot by Fengler. Hits a couple bodies, ends up in the corner. Ryan Romiza playing it in the corner. That puck hits the net and goes out of play. We're going to get a whistle.
Good take by Lewis there. A lot of guys just fire that off, but he had the patience. It just slipped off the stick at the end.
His IQ, we've been talking about a couple of years, through the roof. We saw a play last year where he had the puck right in front of the goalie, and 99% of the players would have just shot it immediately. He held, goalie went over, and he went to that far side. Just slid it right in.
Patience is a huge thing in a high school game.
Time. David Krejci used to be so good at that. Shot from the net by Fengler. That is saved by Norton's goalkeeper. And slowly putting together Norton's roster, as I didn't have it available beforehand. That was Ari Parker. Ari Parker, the goalie for the Lancers. Westwood doing a good job keeping the puck in. Working around the far side. Blaney with a shot. That gets deflected, and that goes into the netting as well. So on the ice, right, we got Patty Dalton, the first Marsh milestone moment.
It's an honor. Marsh family household name.
Oh, he's the first. He's history. He made history.
There
he is,
here.
Dalton. I'll tell you what, if he scores another one, we might have the first recurring Marsh milestone moment. He had a big goal the other night versus Bellingham. You saw the Dalton family there.
Might have to make him help me with my wedge game, but we'll figure it out later.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to be certainly be playing golf at the next level. As every write-up I was doing this year, was Patty Dalton was the medalist. Shot +1, shot -1, -2. And then the state tournament, shooting low 70s.
Very impressive.
To do it under pressure, pretty impressive. Miza, a couple nifty moves off the face-off. Going to send it back to Galvin. Nice play, D-to-D. Galvin over to Dempsey. Forces saved by Parker, and another one in the netting. We've had 3 pucks in the netting in the last minute and a half. But quick shifts are the theme so far here, as Wolverine's going to send out the Sebi O'Brien line again. Sebi O'Brien. Ryan, his father, a legend. He's a Beanpot MVP and Beanpot Hall of Famer out of Northeastern.
All right.
And he was part of the last night closing night of Matthews Arena. He was representing the 80s as one of their stud players.
Love that.
Won a Turner Cup for the Peoria Rivermen.
Okay.
So he's got some classic stories playing with Kelly Chase.
Hardware.
Some absolute legends. Some guys that knew how to use their hands. And some chucking knucks. But great family here in the town of Westwood. Coached his two brothers, Ben and Max. And there he is, Sebi right there, number 17, taking the draw for the Wolverines, coming off a 4.4 assist night. Hard shot by Sullivan, gets through, saved by Parker. He covers it up.
A lot of whistles right off the bat, but if the puck stays down in the offensive zone, you can't be upset about it. You just got to keep going to the net. Just like we talked about in the girls' game. Pucks on net, crash the net, bury some rebounds.
And a key thing, too, is getting pucks through. You can get pucks on net, but pucks through to the net is another thing. That's a shot that gets blocked. Puck goes airborne as Sebi sent it towards the net. Second attempt, kicked outside by Parker. Nice physical play behind the net by Willette, trying to stop the Norton player on the breakout as Norton flips into Westwood territory, and Sean Joyce going to cover it. Sean Joyce, part of the golf team as well with Patty Dalton. They had a lot of fun on their Instagram accounts doing post-game interviews.
I saw that. I'm a big follower.
They had different microphones. They'd be using like the putter head cover sometimes. Sometimes they'd be using, a T marker. It was a lot of fun to watch. And Matty Donovan going to take the draw for the Wolverines. And
Set play there.
Jumping right in on the loose puck. Going to zigzag his way into the zone. Curls, looking for a trailer, sends it over to an open Donovan. Shot and a save.
Set play there right off the draw. Center just pushed it to the right, and he was off and running.
What a smart play to curl. They actually found it wasn't Donovan, it was Sullivan, but found Sullivan with space to walk in to take a nice hard shot. And not only that, with some traffic. And having traffic in front of shots like that, really like
nice
the
play
chances.
There. Good hands.
And Nolan Lewis, his uncle Timmy Lewis, 2 years at Westwood High School, Avon Old Farms, then Boston College. There's some great hockey lineage in that family, and we were just calling a couple goals from his sister Bridget.
Absolutely.
And some great hockey out of the Lewis family. A nice smart play there. Dempsey going off the boards to Matty Donovan. Donovan right over to Lewis, captain to captain. Lewis on the entry, a couple nifty moves. And knocked away. A great move, goes to the backhand, is able to work it back to the forehand. Colin Johnson, nice play there, physical play. He's been an impressive freshman for the Wolverines, part of the maze. And doing a heck of a job, him and the additional freshman, Ryan Ramiza as well, and others.
It's a strong play there. Used the stick, worked the puck off the stick. The guy kept going through and then took the body.
Yep. Now, keeping that puck moving forward and not being afraid to take a hit to make a play is a big play to make for boys hockey. Connor Blaney going to take the draw. It's a bit of a stalemate, but Norton comes away with it. Ramiza going to send it behind the net. Got Patty Dalton battling. He's going to cycle it over to Connor Blaney. Nice stop and start by Blaney to change the angle. Puck loose in front. Ramiza going to send it over to Fengler. Fengler looking up top. That just went outside the zone. Sullivan going to have to regroup. Makes a nice escape move to work it right back up. Ramiza working it in with some space. Nice move. Goes near side to Blaney. Just goes off his stick. And Blaney laying the hit behind the net. Love to see that as he gets the possession back in a shot saved by Parker. Yeah, the physicality is, you want to see that as a coach come playoff team. Typically the teams that make the deepest runs are the ones that are most physical. That's how you get the puck back.
Absolutely. Makes the defenseman think a little bit back there when they're going to retrieve that puck on the breakout. They know they're going to get hit. As soon as they get rid of it, slow them down a little bit.
Could be like a 12-round boxing match sometimes too, if you're just getting pounded behind the net. And, third period, you're feeling both shoulders need to be iced up. There's Norton looking to work it towards the net. Saved by Joyce. Good angle to take away the angle by Dempsey using the big frame. And now Dempsey going to jump up in the play. He's got a big shot if he can find some room. He drops it to Sickler. And Sickler shoots it on net and saved by Parker. And he's going to hold it up for the whistle. Sickler had 2 goals the other night. Lewis had a hat trick, which was a very productive night for him. And we mentioned Sebi O'Brien, 4 assists. So those are big early in the season, getting the confidence going, really starting to feel your game. And you can see it right here. The guys are really moving the puck effectively, and they have a little pep in their step.
Build that comfort level with your teammates. Know where they are. You just kind of read the play and react. Know they're going to be there. It's huge.
We'll be doing it in the PVL games. They're so important. Westwood was the Tri-Valley League, tied for the Tri-Valley League championship last year, which it's great, but also like you want that by yourself. So these TVL games are so important. You can't afford to take losses versus TVL small teams because those ones count as well. Well, face-off going to be set up just left of Parker. Wolverines sending out Lewis, Donovan, and Martin. Sullivan and Fengler on the point. Puck won back by Norton. Norton trying to set it up the far side. It's going to be an icing. But I don't hate the play.
No, we talked about it during the girls' game a lot, but you can hear the Westwood Wolverines talking to each other, letting them know where they're going to be, yelling for the puck. Just makes it a little easier as your buddy's skating with their head down. They know where you are and they can find you on the other side.
Now, did you ever have any drawn-up plays, face-off zone, where a clean win and you're just going as fast as you can to the neutral zone for
absolutely
for a race?
Like the
Love
Mighty
those.
Ducks, the alley-oop.
Yes,
Win it back to the D and flip it
high
over
flip,
everybody.
Yeah. Those are some of my favorite ones. Catch a team sleeping a little bit. That nifty moves by Norton working it inside. That was some nifty moves by Kyle Gass as Norton works it back to regroup, start their breakout. I'm going to try the near side off the glass, kept in, but then goes past Brian Sullivan. Fengler comes back to play it, and it's puck was on edge. And
Just jumped right over his stick.
Worked its way right over to Joyce, who had to make a save on it. Westwood coming back the other way. Donovan with a shot, saved by Parker. So Parker, very impressive. Well positioned, well sound right now, getting in front of these shots.
Getting some chances, but hitting them right in the chest. He's squared up. He's coming out. He's attacking the skaters, stacking the shooters. Westwood doing a good job moving the puck to the middle. You got to find those corners.
Confident too, coming out of the net, not sitting deep in the net. So he's confident to come out and play with better angles. That shot gets blocked just in front of the net. Dalton was there for the tip.
Looking for the broadcaster jinx there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel no. You know what? Patty Dalton can overcome any jinx. He said he had a missed putt in one of the previous tournaments over the summer. But when you have the next opportunity for the New England Junior Cup, he nailed it. That pass attempt goes through. Patty Dalton on the loose puck. He's battling for it in the corner. That one's going to be chipped out. And it's going to go on its edge. We'll see if it's not going to make its way. They're going to call off the icing.
Just slowed down a little too much there. We talked about that earlier too.
There's certainly an art to that, the clear pass. That shot attempt in front and a couple loose pucks whacked out. Joyce with a save, another big save. As Norton had a couple good looks there. A couple big saves by Joyce, timely saves there. As Westwood has pretty much dominated the play, but Norton had a couple good looks there, and Joyce was there to take on the challenge. A turnover. Norton coming back the other way. But Blaney getting back in the play to force a dump in as both teams going to change out their guys. Also going to work it up with Fengler moving his feet. Looking for Willette. That one gets by. Ends up back in the neutral zone. That's going to be offside. We're just offside there. We're going to get a face-off.
Couple key saves by Joyce there. Like you said, dominating the play in the offensive zone, but good to get involved defensively and make a couple stops just so you're always ready.
He's played outstanding this season. His first varsity start was the opening night versus Hopkinton. Got himself a shutout. And it wasn't like a shutout where you didn't see action. It was a shutout where he was playing outstanding. Shot from the outside, blocked off the stick of Sickler. Loose puck in front of the net. It works its way behind the net as Norton looking to work it away. Sebi O'Brien was all over him. Sickler jumps in on it, sends it towards the net, goes in the far corner, then chipped into the neutral zone as it's working its way towards the end line. This is going to be icing. With 5 minutes, 40 remaining. Folks, you're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Boys Hockey. Ryan Marsh, Morgan Donahue, Matt Gratza. We're delighted to bring the action.
Puck definitely looked loose there. The Norton coach didn't love the fact that Westwood was banging away, but he's telling the boys not to let them touch his goalie, but they got to keep digging.
I love this coach. I remember him a couple years ago. He old school. And a shot and loose puck in front, turned away, still loose, and picked out by Norton. Defensive player was able to get a hand on that. You can do that in the defensive zone. Just can't do it in the crease. But a smart play by the Norton defender to get that puck out of chaos. As Westwood settling that loose puck, they're going to send it right in, a little dump in chase. Nolan Lewis, the first to get in there. He's got help from Matt Donovan as the puck working up the near side. Crashing in is James Galvin, as James going to send it right back behind the end line. We're going to try the other side, and Norton forced to chip that out, but we got a battle and a chase coming the other way. What a save by Joyce!
What a play. Starts the breakout.
It did, a nice move by Lewis. Oh! Lewis hits the ground and goes right into the boards. I hope he's all right. He's slowly getting up, which is good to see. And that's got to be a 5-minute.
Get that kid off the ice!
Well, that was a bad hit, but good to see Lewis is okay. And now we're having some extracurriculars. Extracurriculars, so another penalty.
Can't do that.
No,
Can't
you
do
cannot
that.
do that. Undisciplined play right now by Norton, which, you know, I think you can say, people say stuff on the ice, but you can't do stuff like that. Which,
especially when the other guy's trying to skate away, you can't grab him and try to throw it at him.
And Norton coach not a fan of that right now. He's looking for an explanation, but the first one looks like it's only a 2-minute. So we're going to see a 5-on-3, which I was going to say is rare to see, but we saw one in the girls' game earlier. We're going to see another one now. It's rare to see a 5. Oh, so we do have a 5-minute. So there's going to be a 5-minute penalty for the first one. And that's always an interesting dynamic, because if you score a goal with the power play, you're still in the power play. They do not negate the power play on a 5-minute major. Kind of like the old school NHL where...
Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm just watching all the action.
Yeah, a lot of action going on.
But the first penalty was definitely a big one, and then there was just silly mistakes, just undisciplined, taking another one. Now you got to capitalize.
A lot of things going on right now. So the Wolverines will have a 5-on-3. There is a lot going on right now.
Penalty box, announcers, parents, team of the weekend.
So 5-on-3 for the Wolverines is a 5-minute major. Wolverines looking to take advantage here. So Donovan with a shot, that gets turned away. Westwood jumping right back on the rebound. Laney up top to Sullivan. Sullivan walking down. Lewis walking in. Shot. Save. Rebound. Loose just off to the right. And jumped on by Blaney. Blaney hits the ice, but right back up as Wolverines working it around. Lewis. Gives it over to Sullivan. Sullivan with the shot. Blocked. Ricochets on the stick of Matt Donovan. And they work it back between Lewis, back to Donovan. They got the triangle going as they're looking to get a nice opening for a potential one-timer or some space to take it towards the net. Shot towards the net, save, and they score! Connor Blaney puts it in for the Wolverines. So that will negate one penalty.
We still got 4 minutes.
4 minutes left on the major.
Great patience there, set up the shots, stood in front of the net, had that one guy in front of the net the whole time.
Good timing, going right to that net on the shot. So Blaney gets the goal. And a well-earned goal by Connor Blaney. He's been doing a lot of great things this season. He's been an assist machine.
It was good to see Nolan Lewis out there after that hit.
Big time. Big time. Now we're going to see Sebby O'Brien with Patty Dalton and Ryan Ramiza on the power play. We've got Dempsey and Fengler up top. Norton jumps on that. They're sending it down the ice, but clipped a Westwood player, which will get a face-off. a lot of things going on in a 3-minute span. But glad it's somewhat
First
under
period
control.
action.
Yeah, you don't really, not much of a rivalry between these two teams. TVL's large, TVL's small. But hey, anything can happen in hockey. We'll see.
Wolverines goal, scored by number 23, Connor Blaney. Number 27, Luke Martin.
Luke Martin on the assist. Blaney on the goal. As Westwood power play goal. Shot from the point is blocked. Dempsey keeps it in. Shot goes over the glass. Ryan Ramiza going to settle it. He works it across back to Dempsey. Dempsey down low to Dalton. Dalton looking across for Fengler as Fengler was looking for the back door. And Norton got to chip that out. And a couple good looks there. Just missed the net. And Westwood looking to add to another power play goal if they can. They got Matty Donovan with some speed. And changing out some of the penalty killers. Matty Donovan on the ice. Now we see Luke Martin on the ice, and now Nolan Lewis coming on the ice.
Got numbers here.
Yep. Oh, nifty move there by Donovan. Up to Sullivan. Sullivan sends it over to Lewis. I caught a piece of a Norton player, but Westwood able to keep that puck in. Sullivan with the shot. Saved by Parker. Blaney gets the rebound. Blaney working it across the circle, and then chipped out by Norton.
I like that shot. He saw some commotion in front, put it on net, almost sneaked through.
Westwood on there, breakout. Sullivan sends it up to Blaney. Blaney slow playing it in. So critical, those entries, to get the possession in there and then be able to set it up. Team's so aggressive. And that was a good job there by the Wolverines to get it in and then keep it in. Donovan off the boards to Sullivan. Sullivan quick pass to Lewis. Lewis towards the net, hits a body. And then Blaney off the boards to Lewis. I'm going to work it back the other way. Nice little soft pass between the three captains. Shot by Lewis. Blocker save by Parker. And the puck went on its side, and Norton able to take advantage of that, and they clear it. So a minute 30 remaining on the power play. Wolverines have one power play goal, looking to potentially add a second. Lewis looking up ice. Sees some space, going to take it in himself. Looking the back door. Just missed a streaking Sebby O'Brien. Blaney just missing the left side of the net. Jumps on his own rebound. What an effort by Blaney. Finding his rebound and getting right to it. And then Lewis to Blaney. Saved by Parker. And Wolverines got to be careful there not to get too many men on the ice, and well timed there as Lewis is coming off and Ramiza is coming on the ice. So 27 seconds remaining, 45 remaining in the power play. So some of that power play will bleed into the second period as Wolverines are going to get one more shot on net if they can. Good puck battle win there by Blaney. Sends it. Shot saved by Parker. Wow. The net goes off, but what a pass. Connor Blaney to Sebby O'Brien on the back door.
Snuck all the way through. Went through everybody. Goalie got over there quick.
Impressive.
Knocked the net
save.
off in the process.
I don't know what was more impressive, the pass or the save.
Yeah.
I mean, equally impressive.
12 seconds left here. Try to get another good shot.
Exactly. This is as a defenseman, I'd say eat it. And good job by the Norton player just trying to eat it behind the net. But Westwood comes away with Dalton, sends it up, 4 seconds. Dempsey's got to get rid of it. Shot by Ramiza goes wide. And that is going to do it for the first period. So a high-paced first period, physical first period. Wolverines with the lead, 1-0. Ryan, any final takeaways of what you saw in the first?
It's like we talked about. Joyce came up with some huge saves there when he needed to. Westwood dominated the period, a lot in the offensive zone, but make a few big stops. Got one on the board. Yep. Hopefully looking for a few more to start the second.
Absolutely. So, folks, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood boys hockey. We'll be right back at the start of the second period.
Nothing in sports happens without commitment. You have to commit to prepare. You have to commit to compete. And when the game is on the line, you have to commit to making a decision and trust your preparation. The same is true when it comes to orthodontics. When you commit to improving your smile, you're making a commitment to a better life. Your mouth is the front door to your health. And who doesn't love showing off a beautiful smile when you're celebrating with friends and teammates? Arch Orthodontics is committed to you and being part of creating an even better you. When you're ready to commit, you know who to call.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care. And Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian.
Welcome back, folks. Ryan Marsh, Morgan Donahue, Matt Grazza, Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood boys hockey. Wolverines off to a 1-0 lead. There's 20 seconds remaining on the power play from the 5-minute major. And sometimes that's all you need. You get a quick face-off win, take it in, move it. You know, you can certainly capitalize at 20 seconds.
That's what I was thinking. Even if you don't score, win the draw, get the puck in the zone, get some pressure on, and start the period off well.
Wolverines going to send out Matty Donovan, Luke Martin. And you got Nolan Lewis. A little bit of a design play as well as Nolan Lewis on the point, working right in there. He jumps right in on the play. And very similar to play that what we saw in the girls.
Exactly.
I love to see that.
They did it out of their own zone earlier, too, to start the breakout. The things you can work on when you know you're starting the period with a little bit of a power play.
This is the time at the Canton Ice House where it is not fully frozen, so you might see the puck stop itself. And Lewis takes it to the net! He scores! And he's going right to the fan section!
Dirty finish. Nasty, nasty finish there.
What a move.
Letting him hear it.
He had to go through some wet ice and kept a strong stick on that. Still kept his path to the net with, had a step, and then just buried it.
It's a redemption goal after taking
Yes,
that hit,
it was.
getting the 5-minute penalty drawn against him. Like we said, just start the period off, even though the penalty was up, still had a little bit of a break, caught a step, and what a finish.
He's such a talented player. Hat trick the other night. He is scoring goals in bunches, which it's been a little bit since the Wolverines have had like a 20-goal scorer. You get a couple 20-goal scores, that's a pretty impressive offensive spark you got going. The Wolverines send that in. They're going to say that is icing, so that was just over the side, the other side of the red line. But I think it's technically a 5-on-5 goal.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
it still had impacts because the players got to get on the ice, got to figure out where I'm going, and all
He
that.
took advantage of that space through the middle, made one move, and again, unreal finish. Wet ice.
It is,
Slowing down.
it is soaking wet in front of the Westwood net. Crowley on the assist. There we go. Attendee assist. That might have earned Joyce a potential post-game interview, getting the apple. Nice cross pass and a shot from the point off the stick of Johnson. Goes off the blocker and hits the netting. But Sean Joyce on the assist to Lewis.
I have to watch that one back. I didn't see it come out of the zone, but I love it.
We had one last year in the girls' game when Julia Marino was the emergency goalie. Both Jen Lynn was out and the backup, Naomi Sherman was out. And Julia Marino says, all right, I'll play. Not only did she get a shutout, she had an assist.
I think Riley was a puck girl for that game. That's too funny.
Too bad that game was a year before March Milestone Moments, because that's
absolutely
got Milestone Moments written all over it.
Yeah, Joycey might have just earned his spot there.
That's a great point. You get a goalie assist, absolutely. Well, backhand flick pass doesn't make its way out. Norton jumps on that as they keep the puck in. Send it towards the net, just misses. Goes wide and picked up by Sullivan. Sullivan and Norton, a couple whacks in front of the net. Great saves by Joyce, who's stayed sharp. And then a puck goes wide. That was deflected off Fengler. That looked dangerous for a second. As Norton, really just grinding away.
Strong shift after giving up a goal. Talk about it all the time. Happened in the girls' game. Westwood went up 2-0. Medfield got the next one. It looked a little dicey there for a sec, but
and this is typical Norton hockey. They play tough, they play physical, they play to the whistle, and they just take pucks to net and just look for a rebound, second attempts, third attempts. So they've been a good answer for them after the goal, getting some momentum in the Westwood end, and then forcing some pretty good saves by Sean Joyce.
There it is again.
Yeah, right off the draw.
Left side.
That was clean as clean comes from a draw. And then Donovan able to keep that puck in, but loses it off his stick. Norton breaks it out the other way, but miscommunication on the pass. As Westwood going right back up, takes a ricochet off Luke Martin's stick. As Norton works it on the far side. Galvin laying some contact over there. As
got him.
Donovan looking for Lewis off the backboard. Too much mustard on that one, and that's going to be an icing. So almost 3 minutes into the second period, Wolverines able to get their second goal of the game. Nolan Lewis to put the Wolverines up 2-0. Some additional extracurricular words after that play.
Little chirp.
As
Westwood's finding that break, though. They can get that step past the D. I think it's not going to be the last stretch pass that you're going to see of the night.
Yeah, those are just an extra thing that keeps the defense. You get the defense to overthink a little bit. Shot on net and a rebound saved by Joyce. As Joyce continues to stay sharp. As Norton doing what Norton does, just getting pucks to the net and crashing the net. Westwood coming out with the puck in the neutral zone, taking speed towards the goalie, sending it towards the net. That puck's turned away by Parker, picked up by Willett. A little give and go, back to Willett. He sends it back up top to Sickler with a nifty move. A toe drag that ends up in the far side corner. Oh, great hand-eye there by Sebi O'Brien. A big hit by Fengler right in front of the Westwood bench. That's a great play where not only you get a big hit, but Westwood gets the puck right back on their stick. Westwood strong on the forecheck, forcing Norton to work it the other way. Norton has some players in the neutral zone as Westwood finishing some changes, sent to the net, and another hit there by Dempsey, which is forcing some shots from the outside. Very capable shots by Sean Joyce, which is always helpful for a goaltender.
Weathering the storm a little bit on the defensive end, but nothing not too many good chances, but that's enough to, you gotta hold your ground.
You're doing a great job of that. Connor Blaney on the draw. Officials are gonna ask both Wolverines and Norton players to go outside the circle before they set up. As puck works back behind the net, Dempsey was trying to send it up to Dalton. Blaney helping out. And that's what we were talking about earlier in the girls' game, the center position. So critical, helping out the D. As Blaney went behind the net to help move that puck up. Norton able to keep it in as they work it around. It gets over the stick of their far side winger and Patty Dalton on the entry. chips it up ahead. He's going to chase after it. He's got Ramiza helping out. Norton trying to clear it, kept in by Johnson. Johnson takes a hit. Now Norton going back the other way, 2-on-1. We got Dempsey there. Shot goes wide left. But with Dempsey's reach, forced a quick shot, which was a nice play there to come away with unscathed on a 2-on-1. Then Dempsey with a hard shot. Glove saved by Parker. Love to see
it's
that.
hard to even call that a 2-on-1 with his size and his reach.
Yeah.
The guy didn't have much chance to get by.
He is a smart player and uses his body so efficiently. And even right there, using that stick to keep the puck in the corner and then win the possession. What a jump he's made. Last year, he was a freshman on the varsity. Limited spot action. This year, he's a top 4 defenseman making big plays. That shot attempt by Martin, turned away by Parker. Puck kept in by Fengler. Fengler going to leave it for Donovan. Donovan working around, using his feet. And he works it completely across once, and then pivots. Shot goes off the glove of Parker. Picked up by Lewis. Lewis sends it up top to Sullivan. Little D to D. Fengler down low. Goes back and forth with Donovan, then takes a ricochet, ends up on the stick of Norton, and they clear it out. Some good puck movement going on there. As Westwood sends it in, it goes off the foot of Norton, so no icing. Donovan, the first in there on the forecheck. He's got help from Lewis and also Luke Martin. As Westwood trying to win that puck right back. Norton sends it out. And then Sullivan right back in. Norton looking for the middle of the ice again. Westwood doing a good job of taking away that space. Similar to the girls. It's almost like they're running the same game plan of taking away the middle of the ice.
Nice play.
Shot by Willette gets blocked. Sickler jumps in on the loose puck. Now Norton going the other way.
Impressed with the passing of the Wolverines tonight. Really spreading the ice and then making clean, crisp passes. One touches.
Yep. Those micro passes go a long way. And puck behind the net. O'Brien wins the puck. Looking for the center. Sickler jumps on a loose one. He's trying to settle it. Norton coming away with it. And a good stick there by Galvin as no room to go after a well-positioned stick there. Westwood right back on the entry. Nice pass and a shot just over the net. It was a beautiful pass on the entry and a nice angle by Sickler. He scored a nice one like that the other day versus Bellingham. He's going to send it right back in. And smart play. Wolverine's going to change up their guys, especially on the second period when you have the long change, doing it when they make sure the puck is deep in Norton territory. Sullivan with the patience. With the Fengler. Serpentine route. Works it inside. Shot. Big rebound. And Sullivan jumps on it. Opens up the hips. And kept in by Ramiza. Nice play there to keep it in. As Blaney sends it right back in the zone. Crashing down is Fengler. Norton coming away with it. They're going to send it in the neutral zone. That went off of Fengler. Regrouping is Blaney.
I really like that far side defenseman cross-ice step every time. If there's no one behind you, come over and challenge.
Be aggressive,
play.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have that center in your eyes and you know that center's back checking. Something that I used to say coaching is be aggressive there. That's how you win pucks back. They're playing that terrifically as Patty Dalton helping out behind the net. Loose puck in front. Blaney jumps on it.
Points are wide open.
Yep. As it goes back to Dempsey. That shot blocked. Blaney with the shot just goes wide. Kept in by Dempsey, who sends it right back down.
Oh, it's in.
lost my mic for a second, but Connor Blaney with the goal. Can you hear it now? Testing. Connor Blaney with the goal. Good things happen, folks, when you throw the puck towards the net. And that is a prime example, as Blaney was holding, waiting for an angle, sent it to the front of the net, and then found the back of the net.
Norton seems to be collapsing in front of the net. They have all 4 or 5 guys just standing in front of the goalie. Those outside plays, the D, everyone's kind of wide open. So taking a timeout here, halfway through the second.
Yep. But
Yeah,
I like the
D's
patience.
open, the passing, the just circling. You said it, circling the zone, looking for plays, kind of collapsing behind the net and not really attacking the puck carrier, which is just making room for some fun stuff to happen.
Yeah, some good patience too. But what I like about the passing is when you can move the puck the way they're doing it, you're going to find teams that puck watch. And if you do quick passes like that, it's going to go to someone who they're not paying attention to, who's got a path to the net. And that's where you see some great offenses. If you move the puck so effectively that people who aren't even accounted for are now a big-time threat because you thought the person with the puck was
Can't
the
even
biggest
chase
threat.
them. You just stand there watching them.
Exactly.
Sent a long note to my U10 girls this morning about, we're not going to be able to chase girls all the time, but if you hold your position, play where you're supposed to be.
Unassisted for Blaney. So a big goal for Connor Blaney. Second goal of the game. I believe Bill Siebert said his second goal of the game, second goal of the season. So Blaney's been doing it all with the assist department. And that's a hard shot from the point off of Brian Sullivan's stick. Nolan Lewis, the magician. That shot is blocked. Goes over the net. Matt Donovan laying a hit in the far corner as Wolverines picking up their game right after a goal. Getting the momentum going and getting physical. And that's a hit by Fengler, forces an ice. We were talking about that earlier too. When you're laying and finishing checks on D, it's not just turnovers, it's stuff like that. Forcing an ice. Which now you're going to get an offensive face-off.
He called him for an elbow here.
Oh, I thought it was an ice.
He's talking to him about what happened. He got his arm up a little bit.
Elbowing. So an elbowing call on Fengler as he was finishing his check, which is going to give Norton their first power play. And Westwood going to send out Sicular and O'Brien as the penalty killing forwards. They got Galvin and Dempsey as the penalty killing defenders. O'Brien on the draw, going to advance it forward. Goes right out to the point. Wolverines in a little bit of a diamond formation as they work back to the box. Centering attempt. And Sicular there with a nice stick. As Westwood really giving no ground outside of the territory that they're defending. A shot from the point. That is saved by Joyce. Second save. It looked like it hit the side of the post. And then cleared out by the Wolverines. Galvin able to get that out of the zone.
This is where size is such an advantage too. You just have way less space on the offensive zone if there's some big guys with some big sticks coming at you.
Absolutely. If you could force shots from the top of the circle, we'll take that all day, especially on a penalty kill. Dempsey in the corner battling as Norton comes away with it. We got help from O'Brien down low and saved by Joyce. And Galvin and Sicular clearing out the Norton player. A punch thrown. As that's going to be a penalty, and they're giving Sicular a penalty for I don't know why. I don't think he did anything. They're saying he's a rough on him, but there was a punch thrown by a Norton player.
You're not calling them for anything?
But Matt Siebert's looking for an explanation, and I don't blame him. So he is. Matt's asking about, our guy got punched. So, yeah, and now they're covering it. So he's saying, you got to throw that guy in the box. Oh, and also the face-off. So what happens down here is if the Norton defense goes down during the whistle, that face-off has to come out. But I'm just surprised that a punch was thrown and there's no penalty. So the face-off outside the zone, it's going to be a 5-on-3.
Wild.
Just a wild night right now. So Norton going to have a 5-on-3 for a minute, and that's offside. And you can't afford to do that when you're on a 5-on-3.
Dempsey got a little rest there, back
Yeah,
out.
yep, right back out, and that's key, especially having that reach. Yeah, great
Nice
face-off by Lewis, sends it down. That's going to kill about 10 seconds. I expect a little bit more sense of urgency from Norton. You're up 5-on-3, trying to get that puck in as soon as you can. Try and chip into Westwood's 3-0 lead. And a little sloppy passing as Sullivan able to get a stick on the far end, and he's going to come away with it himself.
Outwork.
And now he's going to work some offense into it. Brian Sullivan works it inside. He hits the ice, and he sends it towards the net. Saved by Parker, but he draws a penalty. So what a play, what an effort by Brian Sullivan. Clears it out himself, turns in offense, draws a penalty, and now the Wolverines will be down down 1.
The Norton forwards just stopped. They just stopped playing.
Yeah.
And Westwood was able to jump on the puck and get it out.
Which is surprising, the sense of urgency was not really there. But they'll be 5-on-4 for Norton for 12 seconds, and then 4-on-4 for a minute and 11.
Some hair chirping in the belly box is
Some
going
belly
back
box
and forth.
chirping going on. Some student, I can hear the student section as well. So we are now
He's
all
gone.
even.
He's out. Oh.
All even for, there we go. Pass right out of the box to Fengler. Fengler working his way to the net. And then saved by Parker. Some contact with the goalie. As Parker going to play it himself. Oh, a good look right out of the box to find Fengler, who took it right to the net. Donovan working around to Lewis. Lewis takes a hit as he dishes off to Donovan. Goes up top to the point to Sullivan. And that puck looking for Sullivan goes out of the offensive zone, and Wolverine's going to have to break it back in. There we go. Donovan comes away with it. Has a path to the net. Shot saved by Parker. A great save by Parker as Donovan was streaking in. Sullivan looking for Lewis there. But that Norton comes away with on the stick. And there we go. Lewis walking in. Shot. Score! Almost identical to his first goal. Nolan Lewis puts the Wolverines up 4-0.
Another unbelievable finish by Lewis. I don't think he's coming out. Penalty's not over. Penalty's not over. He can stay right back in
still
the box.
4-on-4, and the Wolverines will have 50 seconds of a power play too. But almost identical. What a pass by Matt Donovan too. Matt Donovan looked like he could have had, the angle himself, but deferred to an even better angle with Lewis streaking in.
I think he buried it 5-hole. I'll have to look back. I think he went 5-hole because the goalie was thinking he was going to go back to that top corner. But
I heard a lot of iron,
Yeah.
so it hit. I think it might hit the undercarriage. So what a goal! Nolan Lewis, his second of the game, and Norton going to the net, and that puck fell off the stick of the Norton player trying to get it on the backhand, and now the Wolverines have a power play for 33 seconds. Norton going to just try and kill that time as he skid around. Wolverines got to lay a hit to try and get the possession. Dempsey was trying to do it. That's a big body you don't want coming your way. And now the Wolverines have it going in. Shot on net by Dalton. Matty Donovan on the assist. As Norton's going to have a breakaway, take it towards the net, and they score. So a goal by Norton to get their first of the game. And Westwood falling asleep a little bit there as Norton had a little
He
bit.
was behind him. Puck just went over his head, and there was a guy streaking right behind him.
And then the rebound.
Yeah.
Score on the
Made
rebound.
The initial save. Rebound finish.
So Norton on the board. Within the last 2 minutes of the period. And now all even. Norton back to full strength. Ryan Sullivan looking up ice. He's going to backhand it over to Blaney. Blaney takes a hit. A helmet comes off, one of the Norton players. And Ryan, I feel like 2 minutes ago we were talking about how wet the ice is, and now it's 1:11 remaining in the period.
Yeah, that was a quick one. That was a quick one.
And the pace of this game too, I've noticed in the first period and also now, like a lot of ice, a lot of snow from just all the speed on the ice.
Boys are moving. The boys are buzzing. A minute left in the period. Be good to get another one here.
Yeah. So face off.
There's a site on YouTube. Yeah.
Face off in the Norton zone. That is won by Norton, and then off the glass, chased back by Fengler. Fengler going to take it behind the net. He goes up the near side, goes up the stick of Sicular. 1 minute remaining here in the second period. Norton goal by Braden Hennenway to get Norton on the board. Cut into Westwood's lead at 4-1. Puck played here in the neutral zone. There's a body that goes down. I'm going to get a tripping call on Westwood. And it's going to go on Sicular as the physical play continues to pick up here. And Sicular is going to go to the box for a trip. So Norton will have 32 seconds on the power play here in the third, which will then continue into the third period. So 32 seconds here in the second period, and then the remaining minute 28 will continue in the third period.
Check that, Matt.
Yes. I'm guessing. Don't hold me to it.
Clock hasn't started yet.
No. Norton going to pull up on the entry. Got Lewis there to disrupt it. Puck goes behind the net. Trying to stuff attempt. Save by Joyce. Save again. Puck ends up near side. 15 seconds remaining. Goes off of Fengler. Matty Donovan going to hold on to it and kill some clock as he fungos it into the neutral zone. Nice hit there by Lewis to keep the puck at bay. That shot goes in on net and then held to the side by Fengler. And that is going to do it for the second period. So Norton will have 1:28 on the power play. Starting off in the third period, Wolverines with a productive second period, 3 goals. Nolan Lewis, Connor Blaney, Nolan Lewis again. And that's where we're at. It's 4-1. Ryan, any final thoughts from the second period?
Feels like deja vu. It's the same. The girls went into the third up 4-1, I think. You know, the Westwood again carried the play there, gave up 1, but look for them to come out strong in the third.
Absolutely. So good opportunity. Wolverines going into the third period. What they're going to want to come out with is, continued pace, but also you want to close out a game, playing smart. So that is going to do it for the second period. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood boys hockey.
Nothing in sports happens without commitment. You have to commit to prepare. You have to commit to compete. And when the game is on the line, you have to commit to making a decision and trust your preparation. The same is true when it comes to orthodontics. When you commit to improving your smile, you're making a commitment to a better life. Your mouth is the front door to your health. And who doesn't love showing off a beautiful smile when you're celebrating with friends and teammates? Arch Orthodontics is committed to you and being part of creating an even better you. When you're ready to commit, you know who to call.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care. And Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian.
The Wolverines up 4-1. There's going to be on the penalty kill to start the third period. 1 minute 28 remaining on the kill. The secular penalty. And this is kind of an important kill here for the Wolverines. I mean, Norton scores there, back in the game.
Got to be careful here. You got to kill the penalty and then keep the momentum going. Keep dominating the play, keep playing the way you're playing. But like we talked about with the girls, you can't play to lose. You got to play to win.
Got to play to win. Keep that foot on the gas. And big fan section, Westwood. Looked like they were set up behind the goalie. And Rich is like, no. Rich is like, no. You got to sit in the stands. Those boards taking a beating today in the boys and girls game with the start of each period. Both teams banging away, get themselves fired up. As Norton working the puck into Westwood territory, starting the penalty kill and then cleared out by Westwood, ends up in the neutral zone. And then miscommunication there is going to send the puck right back into Norton territory in a very wet Norton defensive end. I saw a funny clip on Instagram about this particular scenario when it's still soaking wet. I've seen goals happen, where a defenseman thinks they're skating out with the puck. And there we go. Oh, offside. Just offside for Blaney.
I like the idea, though. Knew his defenseman was going to pick it up, snuck behind, waited for the alley-oop.
This face-off, however, is going to come all the way down. So I don't know if they're going to say that's an intentional offside or what. But interesting that the face-off brings it all the way back into Westwood territory with 42 remaining on the penalty kill. Puck won back by Norton. Send it in the corner and try and set up in the far side corner. It was a good stick there by Dempsey to advance it. And then right on the stick of Noel Lewis with some speed. Lewis working it in on the backhand to forehand. And saved by Parker. What a save.
And getting chirped by the goalie at the same time.
And he's having a few words for Nolan. But what a play on the penalty kill. He was streaking and he puts the Jets on pretty quickly.
It's hard to chirp a guy that's got 2 goals.
I know, yeah. And puck still on the wet surface. Westwood putting pressure, and we are all even as Sikula comes back on the ice. 5-on-5 play. A shot goes wide of Joyce. And puck battle ensuing. Centering attempt, no one there. Donovan jumps on to pick up the puck. He's going to settle up behind the net as he's trying to get his footing on the wet surface.
The pond down there.
It's almost like when you're playing pond hockey in March and you're trying to get every last bit of the outdoor rink. That's what it's like trying to stick handle.
Nice pass.
Beautiful pass by Martin looking for O'Brien. And the shot was blocked. And the Norton player trying to pinch the puck comes loose. And trying to go off that glass, does get through, and Norton going the other way on the stick of Brady Sinclair. And a great stand-up play by Fengler, who was able to knock the puck loose from a hit. Shot attempt, that one, a little whiff on that. I think the ice might have had something to do with that. It was an attempt by Sinclair again. As Norton looking to send it right back in. Going towards the net, that's stirred aside by Joyce. Fengler playing physical. Ensure Westwood getting that puck and Westwood only. He has some space up the near side. Looking for Willett, no icing as Westwood going to change up their guys. Sikula, the first in on the forecheck. As Norton looking, and picked off by Ramiza. Nice play there by the freshman. And a nice pass over to Blaney as he takes a hit. And that works out the neutral zone. And played back by Dempsey, goes D to D over to Galvin. Galvin to Blaney as Wolverines work that up. Norton going to do D to D themselves. High pace so far here in the third period. Wolverines up 4-1 as the puck goes out of play. Luckily, no one was injured. And we're going to get a face-off. Matt Gratz on camera, Ryan Marsh, Morgan Donahue here on microphone. Dual action today as we had the girls hockey game versus Medfield in the previous game. 4-1 win for the Wolverines, a very impressive win. Now Westwood boys up 4-1 here in the third period. As the ref not amused with the stick action. lot going on today. It's an entertaining game. Liza going to work it back. Right up to Galvin. Galvin has some space in front of him. And he flips it far side to Dalton. Dalton with a nice move. Tries to get the shot off, but that was knocked aside by Norton. Galvin keeping it in on the backhand. Goes airborne. And does keep it in. Nice Galvin pass. Over to Ramiza with a shot saved by Parker. That was actually Dalton on the pass to Ramiza. A nice pad save there by Parker. Gets the glove on it and the whistle.
Great look, yelled for it, just like we talked about. He knew he was open, he knew he was going to be there, and almost a finish.
Yeah, these guys are playing smart hockey. They know where their line mates are, even if their eyes aren't exactly on it, and that's always a good sign. Puck not sturdy as it looking to flatten out, and it does as Norton works it out. Nice stick by Sullivan to keep it towards the red line as allows for the Westwood back checker to come back in the play. Pass into Lewis as Lewis is looking for the center, and a saucer pass just missing, connecting with Matt Donovan.
Just missed. Great look, great idea, great break.
That's the type of pass you practice on an outdoor rink. Outdoor rink is nothing but saucer passes. But a gritty entry there. A little back and forth. Donovan with the shot and a save. It was a beautiful pass from Lewis. And also Martin took the big hit to be able to advance that puck in. So selfless play by Martin to keep that puck going forward and allow for the offensive look. Donovan looking for Sullivan. Ends up on the stick of Fengler. Loose puck. And then goes through the crease area. Westwood still keeps the possession. Sullivan up top to Fengler. Saved by Parker. Parker has had to have had 30 saves tonight. Having himself a night.
Ropes. They got Norton running around looking for the big hit, but just passing around them, holding their heads, continuing to dominate.
Yep. Some great touch passes, as well as some good patient passes. Not seeing a lot of rough looks, and then a player goes down, and we're going to get another power play for, and then stick was thrown. I think we're going to get 2 penalties matching. So Sickler had the original penalty. It looked like it was an interference, and then a Norton penalty is going to be unsportsmanlike contact. Oh, that's 5 minutes. He's going to get 5 minutes for that. So he threw Sickler's stick. You can't do that at this level, which Westwood will come away with the advantage. So I think what's going to happen is
be shorthanded, but
I think he just sits out. So I don't. Yeah, it's going to be matching penalties, and then I think he might have to sit an additional, which we'll see. But it's going to be 5-on-5.
It's a couple penalties where Norton's losing their head here.
Yeah, just not smart play. It's an emotional game, but you got to be able to keep it in check because that's where goals happen. Ref did not like that.
Fire his stick.
He did not like that stick toss. All right, so no penalties are on the board. So it looks like it's just sit here until we tell you to come out of the box. Which I always got nervous when that happened because are they going to remember what time I'm out? Hit made there, which is going to be a penalty on Norton.
I think he called the offside.
Offside,
so no
okay.
penalty.
So it was a hit, but offside. Good call.
Looked like a clean hit there, though, but wouldn't have hate the call, slow things down a little bit.
Yeah.
Could get a little out of control.
Face off coming near side.
Kyle Gass, 2 minors on sportsmanlike conduct. Extra penalty on number 3, Ben Shaker, 2 minors for holding.
Connor Blaney getting the feet moving, working it inside outside. Picks up the puck himself. Some nice moves there by the junior. As Patty Dalton works it up top. Norton working it back behind the net, and then up top to the point, sent right back behind the net, picked up by Blaney as a shot from the outside goes wide, and then ends up outside the zone. So both penalties, matching penalties, but not on the board. They'll come out after 2 minutes on a stoppage. And Parker's going to get his glove on it. And we'll get a face-off with 7 minutes 49 remaining here in the game. So
A lot going on.
A lot going
There's
on.
a lot
yeah,
going on.
A lot going on. We wear the jacket sometimes, and sometimes people
Assume you have
think
something.
we're administration. live coverage, on the broadcast.
Heard it all here, folks.
I once had a parent ask me to go on the PA to announce a 50-50 raffle winner while doing the game live. So we've kind of seen it all. It's Westwood battling for the puck. Lewis and Donovan, those two have been terrific finding each other. Lewis a little nifty backhand towards the net. That's steered aside by Parker. And then Martin looking for the front of the net. That's steered out by 22. 23, Brogan, 11, Dier. And pass to Lewis. Lewis has some space. Makes a nice move to keep it as he works it inside. Draw pass to Donovan. Donovan going to send it up to an open Sullivan. Sullivan sent it across, almost took Lewis's head off there. As Lewis going to come off for... Lewis coming off as Willette coming on. D to D between Sullivan and Fengler. As Sullivan trying to get it across the red. Stuck aside by Norton. Willette going
To your
across
point,
the
it
ice.
feels like these guys have been in the box for about 4 minutes already.
That's the thing. When you got the stoppage, it could be a 2-minute penalty going on 5. As both of them will come out of the box now that the puck is out of play and a stoppage. With 6 minutes, 20 remaining here in the game. Wolverines still up 4-1.
Gone through a dozen biscuits so
been a
far.
lot of
There's a
biscuits,
lot of pucks out of play.
And they're hitting ceilings too. There's a lot of ceiling action. A face-off going to be to the right of Parker. O'Brien advances it forward. He has help from Willette. As the puck ends up on stick of Dempsey. Fans on it as Norton works the other way. Norton on the entry. Coming across. Great stick by Dempsey. Took the body as well to separate the player from the puck. Sebi O'Brien trying to chip it ahead. Played up by number 12, Felix Wang. Nice play there. So O'Brien takes a hit to help advance it where Dalton moves it up forward. And then Willette over to Dalton and then just a little bit too far ahead.
I think the defender got his stick in there a little bit. It was a great look.
Yeah, it was a great look. It definitely caught a piece. Dalton looking inside. Miss on that connection. Puck high off the glass, kept in by Galvin, who takes a hit. But unselfish play, knowing he was going to take that hit, kept the puck in the zone and allowed for Wessel to change up as well. Right back up on his feet. Shot goes wide off the glass. Blaney comes away with it. He's going to get his feet moving, and he can certainly do some damage when he has some speed and space. Got a couple goals tonight as he works it towards his backhand, sent it towards the net. Ramiza going to jump on it. As Ramiza going up against 3 in the corner.
Norton's just looking for the big hit here. They're
They
not even
are,
looking
yeah.
at the puck.
They're looking for the home run hit. Remize in front of the net, tipped and saved by Parker. Norton sends it into the neutral zone. They're going to change out their forwards as Westwood going to work their neutral zone breakout. Nicely done with some speed as Fengler works it in. Fengler going to chase after it himself. Puck battle on the near side. Remiza comes and gets a clean win. Staying on top of the Norton player as Norton able to make a clean pass to get out the zone. They go far side to near side. Gonna send that past Joyce. Bounce off the boards. And centering attempt, no one there. Remiza comes away with it, going on the far side, picked off, but then ends up on the stick of Sullivan. Sullivan was trying to find Blaney there, but unable to connect. As Norton looking to get some shots on net with the remaining 3:50 here in the game. Donovan working it inside. Nice move through the legs, going towards the net, trying to float through the 5-hole. Saved by Parker. And cleared out by Norton. That was a nifty move by Donovan. Went through the legs, took it to the net, saved by Parker. Donovan again. Similar look. And that shot goes airborne into the netting. We'll get a stoppage with 3 minutes and 29 left in the game.
Another quick period here in the third.
Yep.
And back and forth play. Not much action in the Westwood zone, but holding our own.
Yep. Just, you know what, trying to kill clock and be smart is, it seems like what they're doing. It's also the smart game plan because we've seen kind of the opportunity of where the game could go with the chippiness. Nice move there by Donovan. Makes a move cut to a couple people. Has Lewis there. It's saved by Parker. What a save by Parker.
Great
And
play
even
all
Lewis
around.
went over to, you got to love that.
Oh, they're all doing it. All
Lewis
three. What
went
a
over to
save.
say what a save, and great sportsmanship to give Parker his due on a fantastic save. Typically you see wide open net because you got to respect that shooter, especially a guy like Donovan. But great anticipation. The puck ends up on the far side. Norton comes away with it. Little fan on the pass attempt, ends up back on Westwood's stick. And now we have Donovan with some space, walking right back in. Been a popular spot. Shot goes over the glass, over the net, hits the glass. As Dempsey crashing in. And the puck comes off the near side boards. And we got Nolan Lewis helping out on D. Nice stick there as he was able to get a stick on that pass. And Westwood regains the possession. Donovan up top to Dalton. And Nolan Lewis touches on it, and that's going to be offside. I'm curious to see where this face-off goes. Looks like it's going to stay right by the blue line. And we'll get face-off upcoming with 2 minutes, 34 remaining here on the blue rink at the Ice House. Wolverines looking to go 2-0 on the day here at the Cannon Ice House, with the girls winning their first game versus Medfield. Fantastic rivalry game as Sebi O'Brien comes away with a puck. Shot, save, Willette trying to stuff it. Save again by Parker, another save by Parker. That was a great look by Sebi O'Brien. A combination with Willette as well. And Patty Dalton. Wolverines not done.
I'd love to see the shot count. For
Yes.
Westwood.
I'd love to see if there's a statistician taking that. At the
We
had to
have
have
to
been
grow
40,
our team.
40 shots. I wouldn't be surprised if it was upwards of 50.
Oh, yeah.
Icing called. But what a story of the game is, not necessarily the goal output by the Wolverines, but the save output by Ari Parker. He's been fantastic. I understand he plays for the South Shore Kings, which is one of the top teams for boys when it comes to club hockey, which is a natural rink for him where Norton plays their home games. Shot save again by Parker. Norton plays their home games at Foxborough, and so do the Kings. So he's probably got a P.O. box there.
So do I.
Yes.
My daughter plays with the Spitfires, so we spend a lot of time at the sports
Just
center.
send some mail there. If you need me, I'll be there. Puck won back by Westwood. Inside 2 minutes here left in the game.
Just no real threats from Norton at all. And really the second, end of the second, towards the third. Not much time spent down in this zone.
It's been a great job by the D, but great back checking. Guys coming back, allowing the D to be aggressive and not afraid to be physical on puck battles, which is a successful formula come playoff time of how you want to win games. Saved by Joyce. There was a little bit of whack after that. As still little motions from both teams here in the remaining minute 15. So Ryan, I got to say,
section still lively.
They're still here and they're still lively. Ryan, I got to say thank you for jumping in and being color guy for hockey.
Of course.
Always welcome for any game you'd like to join.
I love it. Thanks for having me.
The tip attempt goes over the crossbar. As Norton looking to get another one on the board before the close of the game. We are now a minute remaining in the game. Nolan Lewis still doing some nifty moves. He's got Donovan back to Lewis. Chip shot saved by Parker, goes airborne and ends up back behind the net. Just another save to add to the total.
It's a great play by those two too.
Yeah, they have been.
Give and go.
They look like Korea and Solani. Those two were a formidable force in the 90s. There's Lewis again trying to go backhand to Donovan. As Norton works it past the red line and back on the stick of Westwood. Then we're going to go to D to Sullivan as Sullivan finds an open Martin. And then Donovan to Martin. Martin into Donovan. Donovan shot saved by Parker. Another save by Parker. And Donovan takes a little push. They got to be careful here. This is not where you want to do anything dumb where you can miss a game if you do something stupid.
Take the W and walk away.
Yep. And we've seen guys miss games for doing dumb things when games are already done.
You know you got a team from the drop that's been looking for something, so.
Westwood fan section on their way out. With this game in hand. That puck flipped into Westwood territory. They're going to call no ice, just let this game end. And with the win, the Wolverines are going to go to 5-2 on the season. And off to a fantastic start and getting a big TVL win. Ryan, your thoughts on the effort and the victory for the Wolverines tonight?
Similar like the girls' game, 4-1 finish, but it seems like Westwood dominated most of the way, never really in doubt. So impressive team effort by this squad tonight.
Absolutely, love the physical play, and I don't mean big hits, but taking hits to make plays.
Absolutely.
Puck battles where you got to be physical and positioning your body and not being afraid to, be assertive on pucks. And then being able to the second, third opportunities, like we said in the girls' game, to put it past a very talented goaltender in Ari Parker. So, productive day for the Wolverines.
We'll take it.
You're 2-0.
I'll sleep better tonight.
You are the winning combination when it comes to Westwood Media Center hockey coverage.
Let me know when you need me back.
Hey,
if you need a win.
We will always have an extra headset. The door is always open. Ryan, thank you. Matt Grazza, thank you as well. Folks, from Matt Grazza to Ryan Marsh, Morgan Donahue, thanks for tuning in to Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Boys Hockey. Take care, and we'll see you all again soon.